Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far, and thank you so much for joining me here today for our very first video of 2025. How is it 2025? Anyway, I digress. We are renovating an apartment today, specifically 1310 21 Chic Street in San Myshuno, and we are turning this apartment into a fresh start apartment for a single mum and her baby girl. And I just thought this was the sweetest idea ever. I always love creating backstories for builds, and I think once you have a really solid backstory, it allows you to really kind of personalize the build, add all the clutter items, and just really tell that story through the furnishings, the clutter, and just everything. So I really hope you enjoy this one. And whilst I have you here, I just thought I would like to mention that I do have a creator code which you can use on thesims.com or the EA app. So you can use creator code RachelPedd, and from the 6th of January to the 26th of January, which I believe is when The Sims is having their next sale, when you use my code, you can actually receive a discount. Yes, that's right, you can receive a discount when you use my code. So not only does using my code support me, it means that you also get a discount within this time period as well. So everyone's a winner there. If you decide not to use my code, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to support any creator, then please support your favorite creator and you get a little bit of extra discount on top of the sale price as well. So I thought that was worth mentioning because I know for the longest time I have been wanting our creator codes to provide you all with a discount, and now our prayers have been answered finally. So I just wanted to let you know. But anyway, as you can see, we have started on the kitchen area here. I really love this area. I love this entire apartment, and I decided to start on the kitchen area because I kind of figured that this area, along with, obviously you can see it's a dining space too, and the living space, it's kind of the heart of the home. It's super cluttered, it tells a story. I'll make a disclaimer right now and just say that I end up adding the moving boxes from, I believe, the Eco Lifestyle Pack to the kitchen area here, just to kind of tell that story of it's a fresh start apartment. Perhaps the mum is still moving in here with her daughter and she still has things in boxes. So you might want to either move the boxes when you move in, delete the boxes entirely, or perhaps you could kind of play out a storyline, add some items to the boxes, take them out, unpack, do like a bit of an unpacking situation and moving in kind of gameplay style. I don't know, but I just wanted to make that disclaimer because that area of the kitchen, i.e. the sink, I don't think it affects the workings of the fridge, but I could be wrong. But basically I ended up putting the boxes just kind of on the kitchen floor here, so I know it affects the sink. I just wanted to make that disclaimer because I do pride myself on most of my builds are fully functional. I know I'll slip up in some cases, I'm only human, I'll miss something off or whatever, but with this particular build I wanted to add that detailing in here to really tell that story, and so it does affect the workings and the functionality of the build itself. So I just wanted to make that clear. Anyway, the kitchen area is done, and then we move on to the living area here. So I also forgot to mention, I'm so sorry, this floor plan is one that I ended up finding on Google Images, and I'm so sorry, I do not know the original creator's name. I don't think when I found this floor plan on Google Images, I can't really remember if the creator was named or mentioned, but I did not think of this floor plan myself. Another disclaimer, I stole this from Google Images, and I thought it was the most wonderful floor plan, a floor plan that I hadn't really considered doing myself before. And so I love looking up floor plans on Pinterest and Google Images and wherever, because people are just the most creative beings, honestly. I think I've done 1 or 2 floor plans that I know to be tried, tested and true in this particular apartment block, and this was just super refreshing. It allowed me to not only add 2 bedrooms here, but we also have a separate bathroom. Did I just say bathroom? bathroom, I do apologize, and then also a separate laundry room as well where there's a stacked washer and dryer. And I just thought that was the nicest thing ever, especially for a single mum just starting out. It just adds to that more realistic gameplay. And if you don't have laundry day stuff pack, then you can turn that room into maybe a storage closet. You could perhaps add a built-in wardrobe. You can do whatever you would like with that room. You could even turn it into a teeny tiny home office if you really wanted to, but I digress. We are working on the living area here, and I go through many different changes with this apartment. Some of it was captured on footage, some of it wasn't. Some of the finagling that I do, I tend not to really add to the footage because I really do finagle a lot with my builds. I'll nip it, I'll sit there and I'll go, that doesn't look right, so I'll finagle it and I'll change this and I'll put this there and oh, I need to remove that and I need to change the colour of that. That's not looking quite right. And so you might notice that this particular apartment is really quite colourful, youthful, vibrant. It's a little bit chaotic. It's just a bit all over the place. But the most important thing to note with this apartment is the mum. I don't really know the specific circumstances as to why she's become a single parent. You can perhaps play that out within your own gameplay, but the mum here has just really tried to turn this apartment into a beautiful home for herself and her very young daughter. Her daughter's only an infant. That's what I envisioned for this particular family, but you can change that up however you would like. And I wanted this apartment to really tell that story. And this is where we start to add the storage boxes, again, telling that story through the items that are in this build. I've said it before and I will say it again. One of my most favourite things to do in The Sims is to tell a story through the furnishings in my Sims builds. The Sims builds that I provide for you all, the Sims builds that I really enjoy doing. And so I'm hoping that you guys maybe become a little bit inspired and think, well, Rachel's created this build, so I might create a family kind of around that, and I'll play that out. But anyway, so that's the I digress. That's the kitchen, dining and living space done. Then we move on to the main family bathroom. There is just one bathroom in this build, but it does have a shower bath combination as well as a toilet and a sink, of course. We do add a laundry basket in here because I knew that I wanted to turn the room just over the hallway there into a laundry room. I do believe on the floor plan that I found on Google Images that is exactly what the creator did, and so I thought that was just the most amazing idea, so that's what I ended up doing here. It's a really simple room. Both the spaces are really quite simple, but I wanted them to be fully functional. I didn't want them to be too cluttered or whatever, but I wanted the colour schemes and everything else to be kind of in keeping with the theme of the apartment, which was kind of, again, really colourful, youthful, mismatched, just a little bit chaotic, but just full of love. And so I do think that kind of theme really does run throughout this entire apartment unit. So then I think we end up decorating the hallway. Yes, a very simple, small space. So there wasn't a ton that I could do with this, but I definitely tried to make the most of the space as I possibly could. I would usually add, I've spoken about this many times on the channel before, I'll usually add some sort of wardrobe space or chest of drawers so that your Sims can perhaps change their clothes either when they walk into the apartment or when they're on the way out of the apartment, but I just did not have the space to do that in this particular unit, so I just decorated this as I saw fit. And then we move on to Mum's room. I did decide to use this bed from high school years because, again, it has that really youthful, bright, colourful appearance and it just fit in with the entire vibe, so I hope you agree with that. We also use the matching bedside table here, which I thought worked perfectly. And these windows, I've forgotten to mention the windows actually. I think they're from the Greenhouse Haven kit, and I love the fact that they come in this really simple swatch, and I think they worked super well with this particular apartment unit, and I loved the fact that some of the windows can be open. I really hope to see this year a little bit more of that, a little bit more content that we can kind of see a little bit more detail in. So for example, open windows. I love open windows in builds, even if they just add the as it like a separate swatch within the same window, just to have the window Like some of them might be open in a build, some of them might be closed, just as you would see in real life if you're driving down your street and some people have some of their windows open. I would love to see more of that this year, but that's one of the main reasons that I did decide to use these windows for this particular apartment, and I think they work really well with the shortest wall height. They just made so much sense. So if you do not have the Greenhouse Haven kit, then please feel free to change these out for any windows that you believe kind of work with this particular apartment. I think any floor to ceiling window would work, to be honest. I think any window would work, really. It's just that I decided to go for these ones for the reasons that I've just mentioned. I don't think there's any need for me to repeat myself. So the main bedroom's done, the rest of the apartment's done, and now we move on to the final room, which is the baby girl's room. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this baby girl is an infant, so there's definitely a lot of gameplay opportunity with this. You know, these two are just going to grow up to become best friends. They're each other's ride or die, and I would really love to see how this gameplay kind of plays out with you all if you do decide to download this apartment. But I went really obviously girly in here. It just feels like it's been a while since I've done a really obviously girly nursery, and just it's something that I just really wanted to do for this particular build, so I really hope you enjoy it. There's a lot of finagling with this room, I'm going to be completely honest. There's a lot of decisions that I decide to kind of ditch, and then I think, oh, that needs to be moved there. Does that work? I was pleasantly surprised at the size of this room. It's exactly the same size as Mum's room, but because we don't have to squeeze a double bed in here, I got in here and I thought, oh wow, there's actually quite a lot of space to cover here. So I was pleasantly surprised with the space in here. We do, of course, add a changing table as well. I believe we added the one from Growing Together. Yes, we do. Yeah. And we also add this little rocking chair from Growing Together as well. I'm going to say it because I say it all the time, but Growing Together is one of my all-time favorite packs, especially considering that I just adore creating family houses, apartments, you name it, anything family oriented. I just love it. It just makes me feel so warm inside. So that's why Growing Together is one of my favorite packs. But that is pretty much it for this build, other than us what on earth am I trying to say? Finagling some final details, I'm so sorry. Within this room, we are pretty much done. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you'd like to download this apartment from the gallery, it's available right now. My origin ID is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box just down below. You can get them for free from SimFileShare. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I hope you all take care, and I will see you again next time. Bye!